Hello and welcome to... No matter how obvious I make it, you're not going to say it, are you? Okay, welcome to We Need to Talk. I noticed I did the right intro this time. Now, welcome back.
Oh, yeah.
See? But yeah, welcome to We Need to Talk.
Silent again.
A podcast about normalising parenting in the 21st century with myself, Lamer Gamer, and Killer Queen. And to prove that we are actually parents, our youngest edition, Player 4, has joined us.
Eee.
She's pretty fixated on that microphone,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Look at his face. I think it's the lights around the buttons.
Oh, yeah, she can see the monitor, can't she?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's like, what's making them go up and down?
But yeah, for those of you listening on the audio-only version, you won't get to see Player 4. But for those of you that are watching, then you will see that she is loving. Every time we talk, the monitor on this microphone is bouncing up and down.
She's loving it. So if you hear any baby noises, it's playful. She joined us for the first episode as well. So.
Yeah, look how different she looks now.
I know. Well, I don't see it because I see it every single day.
Her face is filled out so much.
Chunky little monkey.
But yeah, so welcome to the podcast where we try and normalise parenting in the 21st century, where we identify all of our parenting wins and all of our parenting maybe that could have gone a bit better. But also, we had a few jokes and take the mick out of each other throughout as well. We also have your favourite section at the end, which is Churns My Butter. So,
love a bit of butter.
So any sort of inklings on what this week's Churns My Butter is going to be? Any hints?
It is a joint churn.
A joint churn. Ooh, double churn.
And something that is unavoidable, so we just deal.
Well, on that note, let's run the intro track. Yes, welcome back, and yes, I have fluffy hair, as Killer Queen's rightly pointed out.
He said it was fluffy, but
yeah,
fluffy baby.
I have got proper fluffy hair, but luckily our friend will be coming over to cut mine and Player 3's hair soon. So
oh, God help him.
We need to tame this hairy beast.
P3's hair is crazy. He actually looks homeless.
He's not homeless.
He's got a parting that's going like this across his head. It's like separated in the front. It's mad.
It's like parting the sea in the middle of his head.
It's where he's got curly hair. He's got exactly your hair, but your beard colour, hasn't he?
Yes.
And where it's curling, it's like literally cutting across the top of his head to curl forward, and everything else is like straight. It's a. Do you
want to try that again, darling? Try some new words.
I got stuck.
Do you want to use some new words?
It's exciting. That's what I was going to say.
Wow.
It's very exciting.
Nailed that word.
Every morning he wakes up, he's like, my hair!
Alright, so first of all, let's get into this week's Word of the Week. Word of the Pod?
Oh, exciting.
Is it Word of the Pod or Word of the Week?
Word of the Pod, because we don't do one every week.
Okay. This week's Word of the Pod.
Word of the Pod. I'm excited for this one.
Bear in mind, last week's one got turned into...
a word we have forever used.
Yeah, we've continued to use that word.
Yeah,
so
as an insult.
Last week's word was wonderclout, but it became wonderclunt, which is a swear word that you can use in front of your parents, believe it or not.
In front of your babies.
Yeah, so Player 4 has no idea what a wonderclunt is.
I'm sorry I'm not particularly looking at the camera for this one. I'm looking at her because she's been very vommy today. So I'm just keeping an eye out for any spillage that's coming our way.
Oh yeah, that's for those of you that are watching. So this week's word is Singularmania.
Sing what?
Singularmania. Look, even she's surprised. She's like...
Singularmania.
Yeah, and that word...
Singularmania.
That word just...
Gooly gooly.
That...
Twilly-dilly-dee. That's where I went.
Right, well that word obviously just rolls off the tongue. Do you know what it means?
Singularmania. I'm going with mania. It's a bit crazy. Sin spelled with an S. S-I-N?
No, spelled with a C.
C-I-N.
Singulomania.
I don't know, to be overexcited and not able to calm down or something?
It's close.
Oh.
It's the strong desire to hold someone in your arms.
Oh, someone's asleep then.
Yeah, it's the strong desire to hold someone in your arms.
Yeah.
So the description I've got is, wrestling was the only vocation that could accommodate Herman's Singularmania without resulting in an awkward HR meeting.
Have you seen those reels of the two men singing in their HR?
She's fallen asleep, literally.
That's good. She needs to. singing in their HR forums. So they're like obviously from HR doing a induction to a company, and there is like don't touch this, no. And there's like a picture of your employee. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we're now going to move into the joke off, which is dad jokes versus mum jokes.
Just
dad jokes, let's face
awful
it.
jokes. We want a grown ass. What we want.
At the moment, I'm winning 2-1, so dad jokes are winning.
I gave in. I let him have it.
Yeah, because it was hilarious.
I can't even remember what it was.
Where'd you go if you've been injured playing peekaboo? Is the joke,
yes.
and it was the ICU. But yeah. So yeah, as I won last week, it is only fair that you go first. Go on then.
So mine is another statement rather than a can you guess thing.
Right.
So did you know that dogs can't use MRIs but cats can?
That's terrible.
That's the point.
But it's terrible.
That's the point. It's supposed to be. That's the awful dad joke. That's the reaction I want. If you're laughing and going, "Oh, that's quite comical," that's pass. It's one of those I can't believe you said that sort of moment.
Right.
Like cringy.
Okay.
The cringier
So
the
I've
better.
got to be cats can. I'll do another statement one then. So I went to a bee farmer the other day and I asked for 12 bees.
Right.
He gave me 13. I said, "Sorry, sir, you've given me an extra. There's another bee in here." He goes, "Don't worry, mate. It's a freebie."
See, I win because you didn't laugh and I laughed.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, it is. Dad jokes are embarrassing and groaning. You're not supposed to like fall on the ground laughing. That's a good joke. I think we can just decide.
Yeah.
I think I win that one.
Of course you do. Okay, for the sake of competition, 2-0.
Yeah.
I genuinely think I was funnier.
No, I think yours was titterable. Mine was awful.
Titterable.
Yeah, I laughed. It was funny.
Okay.
Mine was awful that you didn't laugh. You were like, oh God.
So now we're going to move on to our next section, which is Raising Bristolians. Explosion.
I have a baby in my arms. It can't be that big.
It was terrible last time.
Oh, bigger. Well, this
Oh,
time.
wow.
That was more of a nuclear bomb.
Fair enough.
Can you hear the cloud?
Did you like my jingle?
I loved it. It was my favourite so far.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about some things that we've done this week or over the last couple of weeks, or maybe something that we're looking forward to that relate to our family and parenting. So
Yeah.
do you want to go first? Or do you want
Yeah,
me
I can go first. So mine is more of a concept that has been like a running thing that I'm just trying to put out there as it must be normal. We can't be the only people. And I know for a fact that when you and your brother were children, you used to do this to your parents as well. So it must be normal.
Oh, God.
But I have
Does it involve dog poo?
Not this time.
Not this time, okay.
This is about sleep. So P3 and P4 both deprive me and you of sleep
Yes.
to the point we have had to organise how you and me get extra catch up.
Yeah.
What we've decided is right for our families, you lie in and I go to bed early.
Yes.
So if there's stuff to be done with P4 beyond what is like my bedtime, if you know what I mean,
Yeah.
you crack on and do it, and then in the mornings I get up with the kids and you get to lie in. I do the morning routine and you get up and join us sort of mid-morning.
Yeah.
That's how we have to work so that we both feel like we're getting a break, even though neither of us are.
Yeah, that's true. We both have no sleep schedule.
No. So
Well, we have a sleep schedule, but we just don't get any sleep.
So P3 does this thing where he is up early. He's up between 6 and 7 every morning, apart from when he has somewhere to be.
He's a teenager then.
Literally, he's
3, so
I'm
he's a
gonna keep
three-nager.
some of these details just like to protect him. Keep some of these details as vague as I can. He goes to nursery 2 consecutive days of the week. The 2 days he has to go are the 2 days he does not get up and I am pulling him out of bed because we have somewhere to be. You know, he doesn't know what day of the week it is.
He
And
must do.
even though we say to him, "Oh, it's nursery in the morning, buddy," he doesn't remember. And it's only when I'm getting him ready to go and I'm like, "Oh, we have to be at this place, blah 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 blah." He's like, "Oh yeah." His body just knows
Yeah.
to not get up because he has to be up. And then all the other days of the week, he has me up at 6. So I would completely understand if this was just exhaustion from being at nursery if he just did it on the second day.
Yeah.
But he does it on the first day when we've had a pretty quiet day. He does go swimming.
Yeah, the day before he swims.
And then, it gets to 7 o'clock in the morning and I think, oh, God, I'm still in bed. What is happening?
Yeah.
And I'm going, come on, buddy, it's time to go. It's time to get up. No, I'm tired. I think, well, you won't be tired on the days that you're not at nursery. You're
He's gonna be
banging on my door, Mommy, Mommy. And I just think,
He's going to be an amazing teenager.
he's going to sleep.
He's going to sleep all the time. Get out of bed!
And then this little nugget, who I promised you was fine, it's just the light. She looks incredibly pale. It is just the light, see? It's just the light. She does not look that pale in real life. She doesn't look well in this light. She's fine. Aren't you?
She's not going to reply.
The only night that she stirs between when I put her in her cot to sleep between 7:30, she's normally asleep by 8, and then she wakes up for her feed about 11, half 11. The only night she doesn't sleep through is when we're at the gym. We have a home gym, so we're not going anywhere without them. So once a week we have a PT session where a friend of ours comes and helps us, gets us moving. We put both kids down in their beds with the baby monitors on, and then we go to the home gym and do a PT session for an hour with her. It's the only night of the week that she doesn't sleep between 8 and 11.
It's because she knows she wants to go out there and burn some calories, get a pump on.
But how does she know? Because when the rest of the week she's down at the same time, she's in the same bed, and we are the same vicinity away from her. I'm in the kitchen making dinner, banging pots and pans around. You're in here, which is literally the facing wall, recording videos, doing streaming, whatever it is that you need to do. The house isn't quiet. It's not any more noise than PT.
Yeah.
So why does she wake up?
Yeah.
Anyone else's kids do this? The one time you try and do something for yourself. You're suffering with a broken toe at the moment, so you weren't joining us for PT yesterday, and I literally had just started. We were 2 minutes in, and she was like, "Oh, I can sense you're doing something for yourself."
Yeah, time for me to get involved.
And she screamed and screamed and screamed. Don't get me wrong, you went to her even with your broken toe until she could have me.
Yeah, it was hell. It was like an hour of screaming and crying.
I literally led down with her, presented her what I thought she wanted, and she just was like, no. She continued to scream with it in her mouth.
Yeah.
So I was a bit like, oh. And then we had a cuddle and a rock, and she eventually stopped and she went to bed. She woke up at 11 for a feed, as she normally would.
Yeah, back to normal.
But it always happens
on gym night.
Yeah.
It must just be the day of the week. Help!
The week before you were away, and I had a one-on-one PT session, and she did really, really well. I thought, we got halfway through the session, and she was still asleep. And then, as we were getting into the bit where I need to move as quick as I can because we're doing our cardio, she woke up, and our PT had to cuddle her about her while I was doing the tracks.
Yeah.
Which is great, because she's a friend of ours, so you got to be with one of your many aunties and uncles.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just something that...
That's your raising Bristolians moment, is it?
Well, it's got to be normal that when you try and do something for yourself, your kids ruin it.
100%. Literally, if you want to have a bath, one of them will wake up, or anything like that, the kid will just be like, you know what? It's time for me to disrupt the calm that they've managed to put aside for 10 minutes. Okay, I've got to get something for my raising Bristolian moment, so I'll be right back. That's my raising Bristolian moment.
My nervous system. If I needed a wee then, it would have been a wet
It has soaked my floor. So my raising Bristolians moment, as you may have seen, is not a game we've invented.
Yeah, it's a game we've invented.
Alright, we'll call it a game we've invented. But it's basically dodgeball, but with these really soft balls.
Yeah, soft foam balls.
Yeah, they're squidgy.
Yeah. That didn't hurt, just caught me off guard.
Yeah.
It made me jump.
They really don't hurt. You can pelt each other full belt with them, and it doesn't hurt.
It's fun.
It's great.
It's our version of Nerf guns, but without the gun bit.
Yeah. You can get these from Amazon. I think they're about £9 for a bag of 6.
Wow, that's good.
Something like that. We can sell this in multiple ways.
We're not trying to sell anything. It's fun to hit your children with balls.
Soft balls. Soft balls. I'm emphasising the softness of the balls.
She obviously does not play.
Yeah, she doesn't play. She's not old enough yet.
No. She goes in it's like a cot that becomes a seat.
Yeah.
And goes right in the corner. P3 knows not to go at her. And to be honest, he's a pretty good shot. He doesn't really miss.
Yeah, no. This game is great. So not only does it get your child running around trying to dodge the balls that you're throwing at them, it's also a great stress reliever, isn't it?
Yeah. Because we really can throw it at him.
Yeah, you can properly lace it at your child, and it's not going to hurt. But
we sound like awful parents.
We sound awful, but it's great fun.
He has so much fun. He loves it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he loves it. He gets all of these balls out because we do have some hard balls. This sounds really rude now, but we have some
normal bouncy balls.
We have some normal bouncy balls. We have some koosh balls for like stimulating your hands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we make sure that we only have these squishy ones.
Everything else goes away, doesn't it?
Yeah, everything goes away. All toys are off limits. It's just literally these balls that get launched around the house. Yeah. And it is great fun.
Yeah, so much
He
fun.
gets sweaty. We all have fun playing and laughing. We do little variants of the game. And it's just great fun. And
there's no rules. Because they do not hurt, I can literally throw it at your face.
Yeah, literally at my face. The only time it sort of hurts a little bit is if you get caught on the glasses.
In your face.
Yeah, exactly. It's the glasses. Like, I've hit him in the face, in the butt, in the stomach, and he just chuckles his head off. And I've, like, laced it at him. He's so good at dodging. He's so athletic. He's good at dodging. He's athletic. He can throw a ball.
His stamina is incredible. He keep going, and I'm like, "Can we have a squash break?" He's like, "No, mummy." He keeps going. And I'm like, "I'm dying."
And even when we're on the squash break, we're getting beaten with the balls.
Yeah.
But it's a really good way of trying to put boundaries in, like play a proper like physical demanding game. So he gets to listen when he's being exhausted. He gets his accuracy and his hand-eye coordination up. I feel like a proper like children's doctor talking about this.
You are a qualified rugby coach. So
I am a rugby coach, and it teaches him discipline. So not to hit. Like player 4, for example, it sets boundaries, it sets rules.
He has never once even attempted or missed and got her.
No, to be fair to player 3, he went and got a ball and gave it to her so she could hold on to it. So while we were playing, she had something to play with.
She's just chewing on it.
Yeah, she just sat there with it like, this is mine.
My favourite variant is Grannies.
Oh, Grannies. Right.
So this is one that you made up last time we played because he asks to play it. So this is a great end of the day to get that last burst of energy out of him so that he's ready. And then I find if we play this game, bath and bedtime goes so much smoother because he's had a release of like a movement break, I suppose they call it. But Grannies was hilarious. We've got a soft play which is like a ramp, an arch, and some steps, and you tipped it on its side so it became like a trench. Yeah. Hid behind it, and basically it became. Have you ever seen that game at the arcade? That's the clowns.
Oh,
and they taunt
down
you,
the clown.
And you've got to throw it, try and hit the you. Yeah, is it called down the clown?
Yeah.
So, like, you're then taunting us with a blanket over your head, pretending to be a granny. We're trying to... I'm, like, feeding you both balls because something you and P3 were particularly doing. I was exhausted, and you were, bless you, keep going. Give him the balls to throw at you, and you're just coming up with all of these child-friendly insults, like, you can't get me! I'm throwing me pills at you!
Yeah, have this Werther's original!
I did take some video. It was absolutely... hilarious, and he asked the next morning for Grannies.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
And we played Grannies. But he was the granny.
Oh, amazing.
And I felt a little bit wrong about he's making himself a target and going full pelt to hit him. So I was just sort of like throwing it in his general direction, hitting him a few times, missing a few times. He's like, "No, mummy, not hard enough." He knew I wasn't putting in my full spell. He was trying to copy all of your catchphrases.
Oh, bless him.
He was like, "Have some sweeties."
Oh, I love him so much. But yeah, that's our raising Bristolians. I think that's pretty good. We're sleep deprived, and we're still trying to knacker our kids out, smashing them with these tiny soft balls.
His moods are so much better when he's moved.
Yeah, 100%. I got to stop doing that because I'm sure the microphone's gonna hear like thud everywhere.
So just put it on the floor.
Sound effect.
Boom.
I'm not paying for that. We're going to play 2 rounds of this. So I'm going to give you 3 phrases. And then you're going to tell me which one you think is true.
Yep.
And then we'll see if it's right.
Okay.
Okay? So the first one is, flamingos are born with grey feathers which gradually turn pink because of their diet.
Right.
A snail can sleep for 3 years straight without waking up. And the human stomach gets a new lining every 4 days to prevent it from digesting itself.
I feel like people think that's true, and I know that's not true. And I know it's the flamingo ones because I watched too much Disney's Wild World.
Okay, so you think it's number 1?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I know it's number 1. Tyson.
That is correct. Flamingos are indeed born with natural grey feathers, which gradually turn pink due to a natural...
Salmon?
Fish? Cockatoo? Potato?
Salmon. Sorry.
I was reading the explanation. Salmon? You
salmon.
Hungry, are you? Salmon?
Yeah.
Salmon?
I'll eat some salmon. Yummy.
You've ruined my flow now.
Sorry.
That's indeed correct. Fuck it. Flamingos are born grey and get pink feathers. Great. Round.
I can't help it if I know it.
It's nothing to do with salmon. It's to do with a diet of brine shrimp and blue-green algae.
Right, okay.
Great, let's move on.
Shrimp's pink though, right?
The next round.
Right, hopefully I won't know this one.
Lightning never strikes the same place twice.
Right.
Venus rotates clockwise, while most other planets rotate counterclockwise. and dolphins sleep with one eye open.
I don't know the answer to this one. So, I don't know enough about space. What was the first one, sorry?
Lightning never strikes in the same place twice.
Well, it does.
Does it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. Because everyone says, lightning doesn't strike twice, and it has. There's proof of it, I'm pretty sure. What was the third one, sorry?
Dolphins sleep with one eye open.
Let's go for that one.
You think dolphins sleep with one eye open?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're shady.
How the hell? You are right. Dolphins do sleep with one eye open.
Well, you know I didn't know that.
They need to be partly conscious, even during sleep, to breathe and watch for potential predators. What the heck? That sounded like the least possible one. Well, that's one that you can tell your friends and family.
Absolutely.
Flippin' heck. Well, nice.
Dolphins are paranoid.
Yeah. So now we are moving on to the final section, which is cue jingle.
I tell you what, that churns my butter.
How long's the jingle?
I have no idea.
Do we just keep dancing?
I think so. It's definitely not that long.
Oh.
Oh, I got head rush.
Careful.
You
Was
don't
it
know.
the same as last week?
Yeah.
Oh.
For those of you that don't know, we add the jingle in post.
Oh, I have heard it. I just haven't heard it in a while.
So this section is called
This churns my... That churns...
Try It Again. This section's called
That churns my butter.
Well Done.
Thank
Fourth
you.
take.
First try.
So this section is where we're going to talk about what winds you up the most. And you said that this is a joint churn.
This is a joint churn.
Right.
This is something that you and me are both passionately churned about.
We are passionately churned. Ooh, I'm excited.
I'm going to start with... So every time I do the section, I'll start with a one word, like the head, like the title, and then I'll explain it. So
Right.
This week is incompetence.
Incompetence.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Especially professional incompetence.
Yeah, I can see why that would piss me right off.
You and me have, although we're husband and wife, we have also had an entertainment company which I've worked side by side with you. So we've worked
Well,
together.
it paid for our wedding. We worked so hard. The whole thing paid for our wedding.
Yeah,
It's
and
incredible.
we still thoroughly enjoy, although we've sort of taken a back seat, we're not actively sort of trying to do every gig we can now because
Yeah.
we've paid for what we wanted to pay for. We enjoy it. We enjoy theatre, we enjoy events.
We enjoy the people we work with as well.
Yeah.
You know, the good thing about being able to select our clients is we actually get to work with people we want to work with now. We're not working with people.
demanding people
Yeah.
as well we've worked with because they paid well, but we don't need to do that anymore. This is like another source of income, so we do it and we want to make sure that we enjoy it. In the past, we've come across people who we've had to work with like subcontractually,
Yeah.
who have just promised the earth and delivered nothing and thought that was okay.
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about those specifics, but we both really struggle when someone is like, yeah, I can do that for you, because they're trained, because they've done it before, or they tell you they've done it before, and then they turn up and they're completely incompetent.
Yeah.
If that were you and me, we'd be devastated. Like, say,
Yeah.
for instance, we bit off more than we can chew. I know it happens. People are trying to grow their businesses, and
Yeah.
they say, yeah, I can provide you 30 of those, and actually they've got 15, they've got to hire 15 in, that hire doesn't work.
Yeah.
We know that is how the world works. But what I cannot deal with is when the incompetence is expected.
Yeah.
Do
Sure.
you know what I mean? So like, I haven't fulfilled my contract. I haven't done what I've said I'm going to do. What's your problem? You and me would be devastated. Say, for instance, we turned up. We used to do discos. We don't do them anymore.
Yeah.
Say, for instance, we turned up at a disco where a person booking us has said, oh, I don't really care for whatever music you do whatever you want. And then like the actual guest of honor was like into heavy metal and we hadn't prepared anything.
Yeah.
You and me would break our necks to make that right.
Yeah, we've done it in the past, didn't we? Someone said
That literally happened to us.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah. That there was that.
Her mum booked her for her 50s rockabilly.
That was it. Yeah. I was thinking literally
Yeah.
the rockabilly
So
thing.
we were booked for a 50s rockabilly 21st birthday party. We asked Mum, what is she into? She's like, oh, just like the normal like chart music. So that's the playlist we made with a couple of cheesy ones, knowing that there were going to be parents, grandparents there to get everybody up and dancing. Like everyone loves Come On Eileen. Who doesn't love Come On Eileen?
I don't think Eileen loves Come On Now.
Knew you were going to say that. And then young lady turned up to her birthday party and not many people were dancing. And I thought, I'm just going to go chat to her and make sure everything's okay, see if there's anything particularly she wanted on, because not everyone feels like they can come up to a DJ and be like, I'm not enjoying the music. I was chatting, she seemed fine. I said, is there anything you particularly want? She's like, I'm more into like electronic music. And she's like, if you've got any like drum and bass or like dubstep, like those are my kind of things. And I was just said, yeah, fine, no problem, thinking like I'd be able to fix it.
Yeah.
and came back to you. The only thing we had, and I don't even know to this day if this band is even in any of those genres, Skrillex.
Yeah. So
because that was the only thing at the time that was in the charts that I had heard of, and I didn't want to just Google random stuff, starts playing stuff that no one had heard of. Like, no, I wasn't not in that scene of music.
Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't want to then be like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. So she came up a couple of times, like, oh, can I have this? Can I have this? And we absolutely broke our neck to make sure she had it.
Yeah.
Whether we were, downloading it. This is days of Apple Music where you had to like pay 99p a track, download it onto your.
Some nights you go through like 60 quid.
Yeah.
Just getting the right.
Because
tracks.
we wanted to make sure our clients had what they wanted.
But there are DJs that wouldn't even do that.
Exactly, and this is my point: is how do you turn up to a job that you've won against other people on your price or what you're promising?
Yeah.
Deliver a bad job, take their money, and walk away. I just don't get it, and it churns my butter.
Yeah, I completely agree. I actually had a situation where I didn't do a good job. Sorry, I did a good job. I did the job that was expected of me, but the client messed up. So the client told me that it was a wedding, it was their first dance, and they didn't have a massive budget, and that didn't matter because whether your budget is small or whatever, your wedding deserves to be a lovely day. So we pulled out all the stops, I got everything, and we went there. They told us what their first dance was going to be, and this has given me anxiety ever since, which is one of the reasons why I don't like DJing anymore.
Yeah, and we don't do discos anymore for lots of reasons, but this is probably one.
Yeah, so I played the first dance, and then I could see that the bride was crying, and they were having a little boogie, and I was like, oh, this is nice. And after the dance, and a few songs later, the maid of honour came up and go, oh, they wanted a different version of the song. And I was like, that's literally the song they sent me. And I was devastated. So I went to them, I spoke to them and said, look, I've just downloaded the song, I've ripped the version, because it wasn't even on Spotify. I went onto YouTube, ripped it, YouTube, and played it for them. And I even took money off the bill.
That is what I think is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
If something went wrong and you did everything in your power to fix it, including package that they already had that was over what they were paying, took off money. I think that is a sign of good faith, and holding your hands up being like, I am so sorry. It shows transparency, and I think that's absolutely fine. Mistakes happen, mistakes are human, but don't turn up saying, yeah, I can do that for you. Do a shit job, or be like, yeah, actually, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
and expect people to be like, oh, okay, that's fine.
I've also seen it where the DJ, in my situation, would have gone, that was the link you sent me. Sorry, mate, your wedding's mucked up.
Yeah, because they don't care.
There's even a questionnaire that eliminated it.
And that is what makes you and me, as a company, the best, I think. Even if it's not our fault, we will try and help.
Yeah. 100%.
That's you and me as personalities, to be honest.
But no, yeah, I'm completely on board with that. So people, you pay a professional like wage or service to, they market themselves as professional.
Yeah.
And they just don't deliver.
Yeah, taking it out of the events industry just into like work in general. Like I massively struggle with authority that isn't warranted.
Yeah, I get that.
So like, where I work at the moment, my bosses have all put in the hours. They are professionals in their own right. They do a good job. But like, say someone was to come along, like who hadn't done the speciality, and they're getting the job because they want to move up in the world. They know nothing about the role. They don't know what they're doing, but they are qualified.
Yeah.
That also pisses me off.
Yeah, no, I get that. In my job, I manage people. So I don't get a choice in who gets recruited in my 9 to 5.
Yeah, sure.
So I just get given the guy, like, here he is to do the job.
Yeah.
I'll put him on the job, and within a couple of hours, I'll know very well if he's any good or not. Because the amount of times I've had someone go, like, what is this? And you're just like, you've literally wasted the recruitment process, blah, blah, blah. There's lots of other candidates that you've beaten to this, and you've bullshitted your way through. And now I've got to work with this incompetency.
Yeah. I do understand that people that are desperate for a change in position might embellish what they've done.
Yeah, there's a difference between embellishing and just bullshitting. Like, Like, oh yeah, I don't know, say for instance, I'm the world's greatest PlayStation gamer, and you get booked onto a computer games team, and you're like, yeah, I've sold myself, I'm the best headshot specialist in the world.
Yeah.
You turn up and you're like, oh, this isn't...
Which one makes it go?
He's basically generalised it from, I played the odd game with my child, to, I'm the best in the world, mate.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you sold yourself as the best in the world, you're getting paid to be the best in the world.
You should be the best in the world.
You are dog shit.
Yeah. It frustrates me. Like, I understand, like, everyone has a first day at a job, and I'm not saying that you have to turn up knowing how everything works, but, like, when it comes to a knowledge base, in my line of work, it literally is life or death.
Yeah.
If you don't understand, like, it can make a already hard time for someone awful if you don't have specialist knowledge.
So if you boil it down, you can almost say, I hate people lying, bullshitting, and being unprofessional when it comes to change.
Yeah. I think I hammered that home, didn't I?
To be fair, I agree that turns both mine and your butters. But I think that's going to do the same for everybody that is going to listen to this podcast.
Yeah. You've always got that one person in your workplace, haven't you? Who turns up, does nothing, gets paid the same.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys have got examples of that, put it in the comments. Like, send it over to us on our Instagram.
We'll read out your stories.
Yeah, we'll read them out. If you've got some people that have dropped the bollock, then let us know, and we'll name and shame them. Obviously, we might change the name. But no, I think that pretty much wraps us up for this week.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And we've had Player 4. She's been fast asleep throughout the whole of this.
I can't believe she fell asleep for the first 3 minutes.
That was amazing. Well, I think we need to change the format if it's that boring. But yeah, if you did like the podcast, don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube or listen to us on Spotify. Give us some star ratings and all that fun stuff. I still don't know how all that bit works.
No, I don't either.
We're still trying to get monetized on there, so any bit of support or sharing of the podcast would be really appreciated. But yeah, in the meanwhile, if you've got anything on your mind, we need to talk. See ya. Bye.